Morning, everyone. In a previous session, we have learned about Linux, Windows, Linux file system, the differences between Linux and Windows. Now, in this session, we'll be having hands-on questions that are designed for this value-added course. And these question and answers will help us at different levels of learning and understanding. Now, starting with the first question. Now, is there anyone who will tell me that what are the major differences between Linux and Windows operating system? Now, the answer for the question is Linux is an open source operating system where the source code is freely available and customizable, whereas in Windows, it is a proprietary operating system developed by Microsoft, where the source code is not accessible to the users. Now, the next question arises that why is Linux preferred for servers compared to Windows? Basically, why Linux is preferred more than Windows? Linux is preferred for servers because it is more stable, more secure, lightweight, and customizable. It also consumes fewer system resources and supports powerful command line tools for server management. Now moving forward to the new question, that is, why is Windows more popular for personal computers? Windows is widely used in personal computers because it's user-friendly, and because of its user-friendly graphical interface, strong hardware compatibility is there, and the availability of commercial softwares and games. Since it is highly compatible to the availability of different softwares that are used for gaming and many softwares that are unpaid are easily available and accessible. Now moving forward to the new question, that is, explain the differences between Linux command line interface and Windows graphical user interface. The answer to the question that the difference between Linux command line interface and Windows graphical user interface is that Linux provides a powerful command line interface CLI that allows automation and advanced system control, whereas Windows mainly relies on graphical user interface GUI for easier use by non-technical users. Now, the next question, that is, how does the licensing model of Linux differ from Windows? Is there anyone who wants to give me the answer for this particular question? The answer to this question is Linux distributions are usually free and open source, meaning users can modify and distribute them. Whereas in Windows, it requires a paid license and cannot be modified by the users. Now, is there anyone who know why does Linux have fewer viruses attacked than on Windows? The answer to the question is Linux has a strong permission system, fewer use fewer users compared to Windows, and it is an open source community security updates, making it less vulnerable to malware, whereas it is vice versa in Windows. Now moving forward to the next question, that is explain resource utilization differences between Linux and Windows. Now, the resource utilization differences between Linux and Windows is Linux uses less RAM and CPU resources, making it suitable for servers and older systems, whereas Windows typically require higher system resources due to its graphical features and background services. Now, is there anyone who would like to answer that in which situation would Windows be preferred over Linux? Now, the answer to this question is Windows is preferred in environment requiring Microsoft software, gaming, commercial applications, and enterprise tools like Microsoft Office and Active Directory. Now, moving forward with the next question, that is, why is Linux widely used in cloud computing and supercomputers? Linux is used in cloud and supercomputers because it is scalable, customizable, stable, and efficient for high performance computing environment. Now, is there anyone who could compare software availability in Linux and Windows? Software availability in Linux and Windows, the comparison between two. The answer to this question is Windows has more commercial software and games, while Linux focuses on open source tools, development environment, and server applications. Now, moving forward to the next question, that is, what is the root directory in Linux? Is there anyone who wants to answer this question? The answer to this question is the root directory is slash. It is the top level directory in Linux file system for which all other directories originate. The root level directory is slash and it is the top level directory from which other directories originate. Now, let us see that why does Linux use a single directory structure instead of multiple drivers like Windows. Linux uses a hierarchical directory structure where all files and storage devices are organized under one root directory, making file management more structured. Now moving forward to the next question, that is, what is the purpose of home directory? The purpose of home directory is that the home directory stores personal files and directories of individual users in a multi-user system. Now moving forward to the role of bin directory. The bin directory contains essential commands like binary such as 1s, cp, mv, cat, which are required for basic system operations. Now moving forward to the importance of etc directory. The etc directory contains system configuration files that control system setting and services. Now, is there anyone who would like to answer that why are logs stored in the var directory? The var directory stores variable data such as logs, cache files, and spool files that change frequently. Now moving forward to the what are the functions of temp directory? The temp directory stores temporary files created by applications and processes which are often deleted automatically. Now, why are hardware devices represented in the dev directory? Linux treated, Linux treats hardware devices as files and they are stored in dev so the operating system can interact with them easily. Now, is there anyone who could tell me about that how does the Linux directory structure improves the system organization? Now, coming to the answers that it provides a clear hierarchical structure that separates system files, user files, configuration files, and temporary files, making system management more easier. Now, moving forward to the question that what is Linux file system? The Linux file system is the method used by operating system to store, organize, and manage files on storage devices. Now, can anyone explain the concept everything in Linux is a file? In Linux, not only documents but also devices, processes, and system resources are represented as files, allowing unified management. Now, is there anyone who could tell me that what is an inode in Linux? Inode meaning in Linux. An inode is a data structure that stores metadata about a file, such as file size, owner, permission, and location on the disk. Now moving forward to the next question, that is, what is mounting in Linux file system? Mounting is the process of attaching a storage device or partition to the directory tree so it becomes accessible to the system. Now, can anyone tell me about some common Linux file system? Some common Linux file systems include extension 4, XFS, PTRFS, FAT, and TFS. Now, is there anyone who knows what are file permissions in Linux? Now move forward that what are file permissions in Linux? File permissions control who can read, write, or execute a file, ensuring security and access control. Now moving forward to the next question, that is, what do read, write, and execute permission means? Now, read, write, and execute commands permission means that a read command, it allows viewing file content, and for write command, it allows modifying the file, and for execute command, it allows running the file as a program. Now, can anyone tell me about what are owner, group, and other permissions? Now, the owner, group, and other permissions are that in for owner permission, the users it gives permission to the user who created the file. The group permission is given to the users belonging to the same group, while other permission allows all other users in the system to use the particular data. Now, can anyone tell me that how does the Linux file system enhance system security? Linux uses permission control, ownership management, and user groups which restrict unauthorized access to the files. Now moving forward to the final question, that is, why is understanding the Linux file system important for the system administration? Now the answer to the question is it helps administrators to manage storage devices, control user access, troubleshoot system issues, and maintain server stability. Now, thank you everyone. Hope to see you soon.